go
So,
like this?
so I'm going to
Or
count down from 5, and when I get to 1, everybody
uh-huh.
clap.
All right.
Okay.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, on 1.
Who did that wrong? Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of you.
Okay.
Well, how about
So
typically it's
5,
on
4,
0.
3, 2, 1. Then you clap. That's usually what you do.
I know, but I said let's clap on 1.
All right, but
Right.
it's
And
weird.
I was prepared to clap. It is weird, but I was prepared to do it, and I was watching Dave for a visual cue, and then I committed as I saw his.
All right.
All right.
I'm
So
going
wait,
to
what are we
count
doing?
down. I'm going to
On
count
1?
back from I'm going to count back from 8 this time, and we're going to
Okay.
clap on 3.
Okay. Sure.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. No, on
Yeah.
the 3.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
there a
all
delay?
right.
You know the problem, Dave.
There's
The problem
probably
with
the
this
lag.
syncing
Yeah, the lag.
is the lag.
All right. Well, maybe it'll all work. All right.
What happens when 3 high school friends reunite during a Trump apocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
Trump destroys America, take 2.
You are watching Generation Exile.
I meant the retro Bill Bixby, who I thought was excellent on that Hulk show with Lou Ferrigno. And I met Lou Ferrigno once.
Was he green?
Did you make him angry? Because I heard you wouldn't like him when he's angry.
He's a pussycat, and he's like, larger than life, lovable, big guy.
Was he cold in those shredded jeans and no shirt?
We were in Austin, Texas, so it was warm out. It was fine.
Oh, okay. So that worked.
I met him with
Yeah.
Ruth Buzzy.
Of course.
Who
Were
Lou
they on a
Ferrigno
date?
And Ruth Buzzy and me
Yeah.
just hanging.
Oh
And
my
no,
God.
I did not hit her with a pocketbook. I've had an interesting life.
Wait, why were all 3 of you in the same room?
The guy that brought us all together was Kinky Friedman.
Oh my God, I was talking about Kinky Friedman today at work.
They ain't making Jews like Jesus anymore.
Yeah, you know he's mishpucha, right?
I think we've made that connection that you're related to him in some
yeah.
way. So I'll tell you a funny story. I did a lot of work with Kinky Friedman. He's no longer with us, right? When I worked with Imus in the morning on MSNBC, he was a frequent guest, and I was assigned to be like the filmographer of Kinky Friedman bits. So I would fly down to Texas for the Willie Nelson July 4th picnic or whatever Kinky was doing, like dog rescue shows, and interact with these strange, country stars in Texas. And at one of the Kinky Friedman dog rescue events, Lou Ferrigno, Ruth Buzzy, they were all guests of Kinky Friedman's.
Well, I have to say he is the writer of the most beautiful country song about the Holocaust. That's ever
which
been
one
written.
is that?
Ride 'em Jew Boy.
Yeah, Ryan Jew Boy.
It's
Yeah.
a great song.
Yeah. He wrote good songs. There's quite a few on that first album of his that I used to play over and over again. I like to. Yeah, I did this July 4th picnic show one time where I was at Willie Nelson's July 4th picnic in Luckenbach, Texas, and all of the musicians like asleep at the wheel. That's like a huge country band. They had like these huge buses that they were like, hanging out on, tour buses. So I was going in to interview, and it was the first interview of the day. It was at like, 8 a.m. I went on the bus, and there's Roy Benson, who's like 7 foot tall, asleep at the wheel country musician. And the first thing he did was open up a box of weed. I'm like, hey, and I was just like, dude, it's 8 in the morning. I wasn't like prepared, I was working, but it was just like, holy shit, they're having quite a party over here. And what do you expect at the Willie Nelson July 4th picnic? But lots of weed.
So
And
Jeremy,
good music.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
looking back at your time at Texas,
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you regret not smoking?
No, I'm not much of like a weed guy.
Yeah.
I do regret one thing though. I wore a cowboy hat while conducting on-air interviews, and I chose not knowing cowboy hats a winter hat instead of a summer hat, so I looked like a douchebag. I have a picture somewhere, but I have like
Wait, there
this.
are winter cowboy hats and summer cowboy hats.
Yeah, you don't know
I
that
did not know that.
being a New York G.
No,
But
no.
the
They don't
the
tell you
winter
that at
cowboy
shul.
hat is like a black, heavy velour, or some like heavy material, and the summer hat is more like country, like wicker.
So you wore a polar suit to a pool party, basically.
I mean, I looked like an asshole, is what I'm saying. 1 second,
No.
I'll see if I can have a picture.
You know what, Jer, though? No matter how much you think you look like an asshole, I know somebody who looks like a much bigger asshole.
Is that a clunky transition to the news?
It is. It is. It's terrible. But
I actually would
Do you-
like to just say that I don't know if Jeremy, you so much look like an asshole or you were like being culturally insensitive.
Yeah, I mean,
Like it's like you showed up to the cookout in blackface,
no, it's nothing like that.
I am
Because that's very, very
It
different.
wasn't that bad, I don't think. But I get your point. But
You
here's
trampled
a question
all
for
over
you.
their heritage.
In the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz and the subsequent plays made about it, there is a scene where the wizard, who is a humbug, a con artist, played by Professor Marvel in the first act,
Right.
is pretending to read the future of young Dorothy. And in doing so, he puts a turban on and takes out a crystal ball and starts reading her future. Now, just a quick question. Do you go with the turban or do you kill the turban?
Uh,
Hmm.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I'd say kill the turban.
Kill the turban, yeah?
Yeah.
Safer to kill the turban.
Yeah.
And there are
it's-
plenty other adornments you could have the character use, or properties to suggest gypsy, or
You're not supposed to use that word either.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Romani.
that's why I said suggest it. I didn't say it, did I?
Yeah, we're not even supposed to refer to people that way. In your argument against the turban, you've offended another group.
You can't take sensitivity lessons from this man.
Clearly.
I guess you can. All right, well, you would say kill it. You both did, I guess. I heard both of you voiced a
Yeah.
suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that important that you need to like deal with
Not
whatever
mission critical.
potential fallout might come from
Right.
it,
Yes.
Easily
And it is a different
ignored.
time, right?
It is a very different time.
There's more people amongst us who wear turbans as part of their cultural, religious, garb.
That's true.
That Hollywood shan't be, using it as character work for their storytelling. I suppose.
And typical of you and all of us, actually, all three of us, is you're sensitive to, racial and ethnic differences, and you go out of your way to try to not offend people, knowing that, you're used to different things than maybe other people are. You know who's not particularly sensitive about racial differences? Yeah, it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. And
You
I'm
think?
talking about
who
the
is that?
Obama.
I've heard that name.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Obama Apes video this week.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Did you watch
what
the
more?
video?
I did.
I didn't.
I didn't see it.
I
Oh.
didn't, but I read about the context and I saw an image or two.
I should say that the
where-
video that he posted was not the video of the apes. It was the video before the video of the ape, and it triggered the first few frames of the ape video, and that's where it landed as the chosen image. Did that make sense? What I just said? There is
Well,
a
you make
video.
it sound like it was an accident rather
could be-
than an intentional posting.
It could be looked at that way because the video of the apes is a Lion King parody where it has all the Democratic leadership as different animals in the Lion King. Okay?
Right.
Now, listen, depicting black people as apes is wrong and should not be done. So that video on its own is racist. in my
Yeah.
estimation. But the
Right.
video that he was trying to play was not related to that. It was a different video that was just bad politics
Okay.
that
That
then
shapes my understanding of what has
conjured up
transpired.
the first frame of the Lion King video, and that's what got him into all that trouble. But no one should just post videos without watching them to the end when you're the president of the United States,
Well,
communicating with billions of people.
Well, Tim Scott, Republican black senator from South Carolina, said this is the most racist thing I've ever seen out of this White House.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, he's a Republican.
That's a
but
lie, because Tim Scott's been in that White House. So
Yeah,
I'm sure he's seen more racist shit than that.
there must have been.
I mean, it's just, he doesn't care. Trump doesn't care because his core supporters are like, meh, they shake it off. But it's very upsetting to people who go out of their way to respect the feelings of others and expect our elected leader to do the same, to represent all the people,
Well, that was
not
your
just
first mistake.
his favorites.
Can't expect this
you know.
guy, you know.
Not just emergency aid support for red states, blue states too, all the people. And it's just another sickening example. Just this is what I'm talking about when I say having Trump as president is like being in an abusive relationship. When you think you can't reach new lows, he manages to plunge those depths and bring you there with him.
The
And
cover
it
up.
feels awful.
The cover up was pretty typical Trump, unraveling, lying. The video gets spotted. It starts showing up on my social media feed, and tons of posters. And then Caroline Levitt is immediately dismissive of it as, hey, let's not be so outraged or fake outrage over this. And then, sure enough, the post is removed and it's blamed on a staffer. But yeah, that is the usual trajectory. Is something happens, they lie about it, then Trump accidentally owns it, because after they said it was a staffer, he's like, yeah, I posted it, and it was, but won't ever apologize. He's not sorry.
Wasn't it posted at like midnight or something?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's not when staffers post shit for him. That's when he's in bed and sundowning and
Yeah,
just rage tweeting through the night.
And opening up his feelings. When we were younger men, the term spin doctor was applied to a politico who would come in and try to
Talk about it. It was a killer band, is what that was.
Yeah.
It was also a killer band, the Spin Doctors, as we talked about.
Little Mike,
Hey,
Little Mike.
Live in
1,
Deer
2,
Park,
politicos
New York at Sparks.
before you. That's what I said now.
I was singing Little Mike Can't Be Wrong. Isn't that one of their songs?
Oh, now you guys have tons of improv ideas. Okay. Excellent. I love it.
Yeah, organic improv is our thing. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
None of
Fair
that
enough.
conventional
Touche.
improv.
Right.
So a spin doctor was somebody who would take a empirically bad situation and try to shape it by focusing on the most positive aspects and trying to present those forward, and in so doing spin the situation to a more advantageous one. This president takes abject reality and lies about it and expects people to accept that as their reality. And I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
I have a big problem with that.
There was a bunch of people that were sort of supporting it, saying, hey, why is this racist? Like, there's a MAGA guy that interacts with me and follows me and likes to comment every once in a while, who's like, why can you show Joe Biden as an ape but not Obama as an ape? So I saw that argument sort of trotted out.
Just Joe Biden's white, and it's not a
Yeah.
racist thing to.
But it's like,
damn it.
Yeah.
how
Why
like,
can a
deep-
black man say the N-word and a white person can't?
like, you can't minimize the pain that black people feel from being called monkeys or apes, because
Right.
it's like the reason why people should know better not to do that. For decades, if not century, of just abusive racial, malignment with animals and apes and Africa and that kind of stuff, that Like, how are we even still having this conversation? Is like that's what kind of gets me. It's just like we're in the stupidest time. It's just
We
unfortunate.
are. The New York Times had a an opinion piece this weekend by Maureen Dowd,
Hmm.
uh, Trump's Obama derangement syndrome, and it's a great piece. It continues. She's been, I think, a diligent commentator on all the crazy shit that Trump does, and tries to get us to accept as normal and okay, but it's not okay. Um, and I would encourage everyone to check it out if they have chance.
So yeah,
Hey,
racism, and he took a hit, right? Trump doesn't usually get a ding in the armor, but when you
Yeah,
have Tim Scott and others that are usually lockstep, drinking his male juices, this was an instance where they were sort of criticizing him for a racial post.
and this was kind of a week of Trump, at least nominally, walking back the extremity of ISIS presence. We saw a certain number of officers removed from Minneapolis or Minnesota. So he takes a step back from the edge and the uncharted territory he's already charted. It's still going to be easy to go back to that territory, whether it's in Maine or another state or another circumstance.
The
And
the story that was sort of most scaring me this week was the Tulsi Gabbard stuff, because it feels like there's a real concerted effort by the Trump intelligence agencies to tamper with the midterms. Like it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to lose the midterms. So
yeah.
they've dispatched the DNI, Pam Bondi and the AG, and all of their sort of tentacles, and then they're the sort of not affiliated side, like the Steve Bannons, who are, mischief makers, to try and thwart a midterm that they know they're going to lose. Because there's been a few of these special elections as recently as like this week that Republicans lost, and it's egg on
They
their
lost
face.
in Texas, like
Yeah,
Fort
in
Worth,
Texas,
Texas.
yeah, state
Yeah.
legislature.
So that stuff scares me because I don't know what you do about that. We could, we'll sue. That seems to be the only weapon we have in our arsenal is lawfare. But like, how do we prevent the people with the power and the government agencies from seizing state elections, federalizing them, as Donald Trump has started trotting out? That's scary shit.
That is the scariest shit.
Like
Well,
that's
he only wants to federalize or nationalize the elections in 15 states, so that's fine.
right.
The
Yeah.
other states are doing it right.
Yeah. Those states that
They
he
must
wins.
be. They keep getting the right answer.
Yeah. By the way, just real quick, speaking of Texas, I did some research on what Jeremy was telling us. I found this picture of Jeremy on holiday with Lou Ferrigno and Ruth
You
Buzzy.
got the picture.
Yeah.
Oh damn!
Dude,
Look
that
at
is-
that.
You know what? I hate when you lose a good photo memory.
Yeah. So
That is terrific.
you guys look like you had a really good time.
We did, and Ruth Buzzy was wearing the laugh and hairnet amazingly. Dude, the best thing about that photo is that you made me the size of Lou Ferrigno. I've taken to AI shit posting. I know that that's kind of what I do on the video side, but I've taken to
Right.
AI shit posting with still work. Like, what's it called? Tulsi Gabbard, who I just mentioned to you, scares me because of the voting. She posted this. Here, let me share my screen. This is a quick visual. She posted this today, just like a little while ago. It was like "Good morning," with strength and honor. You see that?
Yeah.
It's like some sunset, some mug of coffee.
How
So then
patriotic.
I did that. It's Tulsi's breakfast clatch, So yeah, I'm enjoying the AI shit posting.
That's awesome, dude.
That looks like fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Maybe-
And
maybe
the
I'll
quicker
back
you
on
get it,
social media.
you gotta be quick. So yeah.
I spaced a little bit before because I brought up that Maureen Dowd opinion piece because it mentioned something interesting because Trump spoke at the National Prayer Breakfast on Thursday,
Yes.
and the stuff he was saying was almost an admission of the chicanery that we've been talking about that took place in the wake of him losing fair and square the 2020 election.
Yeah.
And Dowd was saying Trump had a Dostoevsky-esque moment on Thursday at the National Prayer Breakfast in Washington. I like that reference, but I don't get it just because I'm not that familiar with Dostoevsky. But
My question
does
is:
sound...
is there a difference between Dostoevsky-esque and Dostoevsky-in?
Wow.
You know
We're
what?
going to have to unpack that one.
I
Yeah.
only know Dostoevsky by way of Mel Brooks's, was it the 12 Chairs?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
What
which
about Woody Allen's Crimes and Misdemeanors?
Oh yeah, Woody Allen's Crimes
Yeah.
and Misdemeanors also. Yeah. Both of them have mined Dostoevsky for punchlines. But do they know Dostoevsky well enough to cite line and verse, or just it was a funny payoff? You never know.
Oh well.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I
No,
was
no.
just going to say what Trump said after, and this is a quote, they rigged the second election, he said. I had to win it. I needed it for my own ego. I would have had a bad ego for the rest of my life. Now I have a really big ego, though.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
He's like just mentally incompetent at this point. How do you talk like that and be in any sort of position of importance or power?
I took the
was
prayer
elected.
breakfast into the woodshed and made it a segment in my latest episode of The Grifters.
Wait, and what is a prayer breakfast?
And they do that shit every year. It's
what
like,
is
you know,
but what is that? You eat breakfast and pray?
Yeah,
it's where Mike Johnson gets his woodies.
Mike Johnson's front row.
What do they serve at a prayer breakfast? Is it pancakes? Is it
They serve
home
omelets.
fries?
Omelets.
Oh, I get it.
I think
they serve indulgences.
I chose to go with the irony that he's being embraced by these evangelicals when he's like, being listed in the Epstein files for the most egregious rape of children, where he's on his third wife and he's, sexually harassed. So I went that way with the prayer breakfast.
Evangelicals have always been able to overlook Trump's real world immoral behavior.
Yeah.
They don't care that he's on his third wife. They don't care that he likes to grab pussy. They don't care.
You know
it's
what
locker
they would care
room
about?
talk, Mike. Just locker room talk.
If he was gay, then it would be game over.
Yeah.
Right. True.
That
would be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
So that Drake meme? It's like grab him by the pussy, or the penis. Sorry.
Yeah, wait, no, you got to go back and start over. Now
never mind. I fucked it up. Do you know that Drake meme?
I don't.
It's like then we're at an impasse. The function
is moved.
The function of the meme is to understand the reference. So if you don't understand the reference, then there's no point to my even bringing it up. Well, you know what? You come back next week, Jeremy, having learned the Drake meme, and then we'll do this again.
Well, speaking of memes and references, the other thing that kind of outraged me this week that I needed to talk about was ICE leaving these little death cards, these Ace of Spade death cards / calling cards on people's windshields after their visits, after they take people away. Yeah, this was reported by CBS Colorado. And it was out of the Denver office. Actually, let me see if I can share with you. Yeah, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So this is something that I guess they had printed up locally. On a federal level, they're saying, "We'll look into this. This isn't what we do." But ICE is leaving their calling card there. In a manner that is reminiscent of like the Vietnam War. American troops would leave playing cards on KIA bodies, and that's they'd also sport them in their helmets. That's what this seems to be evocative of. But if you ask me, it's freaking bonkers.
So that's like a
Um,
known, like Ace of Spades means something.
Well,
yeah,
usually
Ace
when
of
they roll up the
Spades.
cards, the Ace of Spades is like Saddam Hussein, and then on down are the lessers.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah,
Motorhead song.
it's also colloquially known as the death card. Um, and it's very like badass tough guy
Mm,
thing to do. Again, typical of what you'd expect from you know a population of Proud Boys.
Mm.
right.
Not so much federal law enforcement officers.
Right.
So I needed to share that. Now I've shared it. Now I'm ready to move on.
I think it's been. Did Catherine O'Hara die since we were last together?
Yes, and we didn't mention it last week. She passed
Yeah,
before we spoke last week, but
yeah. That's a sad loss.
hmm,
As a big fan of SCTV when we were kids, I've liked her forever.
Yeah.
And she's been in so much funny stuff, and she was a good actress to boot. But that was kind of a sad one.
No, that
absolutely.
shocked me. I was out to lunch with my daughter, and we were at like this Chinese restaurant that had a TV up. I just happened to look up and see Catherine O'Hara was dead, and I was like, "Oh no!" And my daughter didn't really know who she was.
There was no point of
And
reference.
how did you explain what she'd been in? Which movies or shows did you list to
Home
try to
Alone. Home
I
Alone.
said Home Alone. That was
Home
the first
Alone?
thing. I mean, she knew her from that. But
The Love.
Beetlejuice?
yeah, but no,
Right.
like her best shit
Beetlejuice
was
was a
in,
big one.
I think, like I loved her in all the Christopher Guest movies.
Yeah,
Like she's just amazing in every single one of them that she's in.
yes.
Is Best in Show one of
Yeah,
them?
that's one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Mighty Wind,
Okay.
Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman. She's good in all three of those. Yeah, she was brilliant. And she was only 71, and that's scary because we're in our early 50s. That's just like 20
Yeah.
years away.
Yeah.
You
Less
know?
than 20 years.
Yeah.
Less than 20 years away.
Hey,
Mind
we're
you,
we're approaching John Ritter's expiration date, so
That's really sad.
yeah.
That's sad.
You-
That was one of the deaths that hit me hard as a young person, John Ritter.
Yeah. That's
I
right.
think
Because he was,
Three's Company
you knew
was
him
like
from Three's Company.
so
He was a
important.
young guy.
I was
Last
more of a
week was,
Hooperman guy.
That's weird.
Lamont from Sanford and Son.
Interesting.
Oh no.
Demond Wilson passed away. And we didn't mention that last week. I remember that because I think that influenced my choice of wearing the T-shirt I wore last week, which was
What you talking
uh,
about?
yeah, the What You Talking About Willis T-shirt,
Demond do
which
anything
was
other than
a
Sanford and Son?
sitcom from the 70s.
Of
I
note?
don't know him from anything else in particular, but
Yeah.
I'm sure
Nor do
there are
I.
other things on his resume.
He probably had
Um,
some bit parts here and there.
I'm looking at his he didn't do much. He made like 5 movies total, and then had a bunch of walk-ons on like All in the Family, Mission Impossible, and Love Boat.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit around here for this racist tirade of yours saying that the black man is lazy.
Yeah. Awful, Jeremy.
Oh, I mean,
Awful.
You took us out of Catherine O'Hara discussion to Demond Wilson, so I was expecting some sort of equivalent body of work. And then I looked at his resume and I was like, all right, well, it's a little short, a little short.
Well,
No,
all
I
right.
was just doing a death roll, man.
Yeah.
That's all I was going for. Who else died? Who else is kicked
Well,
the bucket?
Catherine
shoved off the
O'Hara
mortal coil?
and guy
Like-
who played Lamont, to a lesser extent, we speak your name.
Imagine if we're talking like the death of like William Shatner, and you're like all of a sudden, well, Bill Smith, who played the guy in the red shirt in episode 5 of Star Trek, he has also died.
So we should really mourn them both equally,
Right.
since they've both contributed to the Star Trek canon.
Catherine O'Hara was very recently on 2 shows I was watching, and one of them is The Studio. Have you watched any of that?
No.
That show is hilarious. It's hilarious. It's just brilliantly funny, and it's filmed well, and you would love it. Seth Rogen's got his A game, and she was great. So I don't know how they're gonna write her out of it because she was an important part, but
Maybe
she
she'll
was
die.
working. She's gonna have to die. She was working on that show and also the video game they turned into
Fallout?
Nope, the other one, the zombie one.
Oh.
Hubert.
Did you say Qbert?
Super Miss Pac-Man?
The Qbert movie has not come out. So yeah, I mean, goodbye, Catherine O'Hara, to put a little pin in that one.
Yes.
Who's
Yes.
next to die? How come how does Catherine O'Hara die, but Trump hasn't?
I don't know.
She was
When
71.
you make a deal with the devil, you get certain benefits.
She was 71.
That's fair.
She was beloved. You could probably, in that movie Monsters Inc., the cartoon where they collect laughter or scares.
Yeah, instead of scares.
You could
And they get
collect
way more energy out of it.
you could collect laughs and propel like a city from Catherine O'Hara's body of work.
Yeah.
And Trump, on the flip side, has caused so much stress and terror and anger and sadness. Like, that guy should be dead and she should be alive. In like, if God was a just deity. Something
You're saying
tells
if
me-
God was a just deity, our power grid would be run off the emotions of famous
Yes,
people?
of well-liked famous people.
It's the big one. I'm coming to join you. It's the big one. Ooh. Oh.
Really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?